Saturdays are for baseball, not fighting. Welcome to Palm Springs Stadium. Josh Thurber here with Mitch Glessner for an all-Canadian battle to open up today's doubleheader here at the California Winter League. The Alberta Grizzly on the road taking on the first place British Columbia Bombers. Won 7 out of the first 10 games. A whole lot of pro signings on this Bombers team. Yu Sato is on the hill, and he pumps in the first pitch, a fastball to Christian Busby as we set the lineups for the Grizzly. Busby's leading off and playing out in center field, typically a corner outfielder he is, as the next pitch, a breaking ball, misses wide and low, count 1-1. DC Russ will follow him up in the 2 spot and in left field. Travis Tanaka batting third, playing right field. Cole Rankin is at first base and the cleanup hitter for the Grizzly. Daisuke Fukuda back at his customary shortstop spot in the 5-hole. Nick Israel playing second base, and at the number 6 spot in the order as Busby waves and misses at another breaking ball. 1-2 the count to him. Anthony McDougall playing third, batting 7th. Carter Davis is behind the plate and batting 8th. Nick Kreutzer is the designated hitter rounding out the Grizzly lineup. As the ball misses high and inside, count 2-2 to Christian Busby. As we look at the defensive alignment for the Bombers, Yu Sato sends in a fastball that Busby fouls behind the netting. Count is even at 2-2. Left to right in the outfield for the Bombers, Griffin Schneider back in left, Yusei Teraoka in center, Blake Freeman in right. Brett Donahue is playing third base. Clifford Pratt at short. Bradley O'Neill, a late substitution, in at second base as a fastball is hit out into left field, or right field, and in for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Christian Busby. And the Bombers have allowed the first base runner of the game on the first batter of the game. Bradley O'Neill at second base, Andrew Caulfield playing first. Felix Averett is the batter in the Yu Sato. Averett is the pitcher. He recently signed maybe signing a professional contract soon, one of the pitchers that is receiving quite a lot of attention from some of the scouts out here. First pitch into Russ is a fastball that catches the outside corner for strike 1. Busby taking a short lead off of first base. Sato deals. Busby thought about going as that one is lifted high and going to go over the roof of the press box here. So DC Russ quickly down 0-2.
Yeah, we'll get a good one today, Josh, and Yu Sato. As you mentioned, probably likely going to sign a professional contract. Good 3-pitch mix for the starter.
And Sato jumps off the mound, and Busby scurries back to the bag before the pickoff throw is attempted.
Pretty good numbers for the starter. He started in 3 games, 2-1 record. 15 strikeouts to just 2 walks, so he's going to fill up the zone.
And there is strikeout number 16. That catches the outside corner. And DC Russ is sent down looking on 3 straight strikes to bring up Travis Tanaka.
Now batting,
Tanaka, one of the very interesting
number 10,
guys.
Jr.
A lot of players that can play multiple positions. Tanaka able to play behind the plate, in the infield, and in the outfield. So a really versatile guy, good speed, and a solid hitter at the plate as well. So he takes the first pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, typically you'll see catchers, maybe they'll play like a corner spot on the infield, but it's pretty rare to see a catcher move all the way into the corner in the outfield.
That's true, and that is the secondary position for Tanaka as he lofts that down the right field line. Giving chase is Blake Freeman, who will make the catch in foul territory for out number 2. And Tanaka typically plays third base, but in making his, I believe, second appearance out in the outfield. And a catcher with good speed is not easy to come by. Real Muto, Rodriguez, guys are with decent speed. Tanaka, his versatility puts him in that category. Cole Rankin, the batter now, the big first baseman, promised quite a show today, so he's certainly looking to up his power numbers. Rankin, 4 for 18 on the season, 6 RBI, 2 walks, and 4 runs scored. Hitting the air in foul territory, count evens up at 1-1.
4 hits for the lefties, but 3 of them extra base hits, so he does have that pop in his bat. He'll like to shoot the gaps. I believe all of his doubles have come in that right center area.
Good gap-to-gap guy, good power on the pull side. What you're looking for from first base as he waves and misses at strike two, fooled by the breaking ball from Sato. You mentioned Mitch Sato's got a good three-pitch mix, fastball, splitter, curve. Pretty much a standard for Japanese imports with Shohei Ohtani as Busby takes off for second base. The pitch is a ball, and the throw sails out into center field. Teraoka fields on a hop, and going to third on the errant throw is Christian Busby. So, for Busby, that is stolen base number 5, and an error on the catcher, Felix Aberrett. Rare you see that from him.
Yeah, you're not going to see that too often. We've talked about it before the games and after the games as well. Felix Aberrett might be the best overall player here as far as a position player is concerned.
Wave and a whiff, strike 3. Cole Rankin chasing the high heat, and the Grizzlies strand a runner on third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left. And at the end of the first half of the inning, we have the Bombers coming up to bat. The Bombers coming up to stranglehold on first place in the Cal Winter League for most of this season. Battle of the top 2 teams in the Canadian division taking place today as the Bombers come up to bat with, for the first time, Arturo Monroy on the hill for the Grizzly. He sends the first pitch in wide to Teraoka for ball 1. Yusei Teraoka is going to lead off for the Bombers, playing in center field. Clifford Pratt will follow him up. He's playing short. As the next pitch from Monroy misses again, count 2-0. Blake Freeman batting third out in right field. Griffin Schneider, the cleanup hitter, is playing left. Jacob Cruz batting fifth and playing DH, part of that really strong middle of the Bomber order. Felix Aberrett batting sixth and playing catcher. As that one misses again, it's a quick 3-0 count to Teraoka. Andrew Caulfield will follow him up and play first base. Bradley O'Neill batting eighth and playing second, and Brett Donady rounds out the order to play third. So Yusei Teraoka on first with a 4-pitch walk, and it'll set the defense now for the Bombers. Left to right in the outfield, DC Russell left, Christian Busby and Travis Tanaka out in right field. Cole Rankin will play first base, Nick Israel at second, Daisuke Fukuda at short, Anthony McDougal at the hot corner, and Carter Davis is the battery mate of Arturo Monroy. Made his first appearance of the season as a reliever, and he has started every game since, but he started this game off with 5 straight balls as Clifford Pratt takes inside for ball 1. 0-1 in those previous 4 starts. 5.76 ERA, 13 strikeouts in 17 innings for Monroy. That looked like it caught the outside part of the plate, but misses again 2-0 the count, and Monroy still yet to throw a strike.
Monroy looking to build off of his last start, which is probably his best start of the year.
Sends the pitch in there, strike one. Even if Pratt had not swung, that caught the inside corner. A nice breaking ball to put Monroy back on the good foot. 2-1 the count.
Working on short rests, his last start on Wednesday. 6 innings of work there, only allowed 4 hits, 2 earned runs.
Taraoka heads over to second, but will have to come back as Clifford Pratt out in front of the breaking ball and sends that foul. 2-2 the count now. And Monroy battled back. 2 straight balls, followed up by 2 straight strikes.
Really, his last 3 starts pretty solid. His last hiccup came back on January 24th, where he gave up 6 earned runs, but ever since then he's been pretty much smooth sailing, although it's pretty difficult when you got to deal with Taraoka at the top and this Bombers lineup in general.
Bombers might be the best lineup, top to bottom, in this league so far. As Taraoka heads to second base, the pitch squirts away from Carter Davis and will give a stolen base to Yusei Taraoka. And the count runs full to Pratt, 3-2.
Yeah, and Pratt, he'll give you a tough at-bat every time. We've talked about how he likes to go deep into counts, run the count full most of the time. Already has a guy in scoring position.
Payoff pitch to Pratt over the plate, strike 3. Got him looking. Pratt was heading towards first base, but the home plate umpire calls that strike 3, and I think it's the right call.
Yeah, right around the kneecaps, right where you want the fastball to be. Some guys will obviously try to elevate it there, but Monroy just working on that good downward plane, shoots the kneecaps for strike 3.
So a walk and a strikeout in the first 2 batters, and Blake Freeman pops this one foul, and that's going to roll him out of play, count 0-1. Freeman started things off as one of the hottest hitters. He was 3 for 4 in his first appearance at the plate, has gone 4 for 20 on the season, 8 runs scored, 8 RBI. 0-1 pitch, misses wide and high, count 1-1. But still, there are plenty of players that are filling in quite nicely if Freeman hasn't been all over it for the whole season. Monroy misses wide again, count 2-1. 4 players hitting over 400 for the Bombers so far this season, all of them in the lineup today. Jacob Cruz leads the way, 481. Tanaka's on second, hitting 471. Andrew Caulfield, the first baseman, hitting 429. As Freeman checks his swing, but is called strike 2 anyway. Count 2-2. And Andrew Caulfield is hitting 429. Griffin Schneider, who is batting next, is hitting 455. So just a really strong heart of that order for the Bombers. A dangerous trio coming up. Monroy keeping himself on top of things. 2 straight punch outs, and that one sends Freeman down swinging for out number 2.
Just what you need from the Grizzly starter, especially with the Bombers coming off a big 8-0 shutout win. That was back on Thursday, and that was against the Canada A's. But good team effort, 10 hits for the Bombers in that game, and we know the firepower that they can provide. They had 3 guys with multi-hit games in that one, so they're looking to build off it, but Monroy looking to just get out of this early jam and try to go add some runs in the bottom half.
The 1-0 pitch to Griffin Schneider misses low, bouncing in the dirt, count 2-0. And Schneider took a day off for that game, and that's the only reason that he is not leading the Bombers in hitting right now, because that was a monster game for Jacob Cruz. He had 2 home runs in that one. 2-0 pitch from Monroy. Fastball grounded up the middle, fielded on a couple of bounces by Fukuda, who fires to first to end the inning. So the first runner reaches base with the leadoff walk, and then Arturo Monroy shutting the door, leaving a runner stranded on second base. We're scoreless through the first inning here at historic Palm Springs Stadium.
Shortstop, number 14.
Top on the second inning. 5, 6, 7 for the Grizzly. As they get their second cuts on Yu Sato. All Japanese matchup as Daisuke Fukuda heads up to the plate. Right on right. First pitch is a fastball that misses high. Count 1-0. Fukuda's certainly impressed for his fielding in this. Definitely more known for his glove, but he is no slouch at the plate either. 4 for 13 as he takes a look at ball 2. 4 runs scored, an RBI, walked twice, and still 1 base. But he's got one of the best gloves that we've seen in the Cal Winter League so far, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Bombers, they've just played solid defensive baseball here all around. Them and the POW are really the most well-rounded teams. And the Bombers, Yu Sato really emerges as their great number 2 starter behind Luke Drummond. Just a real complete squad. And Grizzly, they're kind of a scrappy team, though, so they're going to give them their best effort. All these teams obviously giving their best effort every day, but if there's any team that is probably the most scrappy, it might be the Grizzlies in this league.
Already walk-off wins for the Grizzly. They're looking to knock off the top team in the league so far. Only team with 7 wins as the first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Nick Israel. Fukuda on base after a 4-pitch walk, taking a Steelers lead on the bag. Santo checks back, a high throw, and Fukuda slides in safely. If that was more on line, Mitch, he would have been out.
Yeah, he was taking a one-way lead there for certain. He's got a big lead again here.
Fukuda certainly thinking about second base. He won't go yet, but he'll advance the right way. Nick Israel lines one into center field for a base hit. And the first 2 runners on the base paths for the Grizzly.
Good job of hitting there from Israel, just going the other way, right where the pitch is thrown on the plate. Yu Sato's fastball, if there's one thing about it, he's one of those pitchers that I feel like in this league, his fastball gets stronger the more that he goes. Early on here, it doesn't look like it has as much life. Once he gets into the later innings, he tends to put a little bit more zip on it.
And it's just about getting into the zone. And you can see as Sato goes longer in games, his pitches just get more, you get more dip on his breaking balls, you get more bite on his splitter, and you get more velo on that fastball. Not in the groove just yet, in a little bit of a jam. First 2 batters on and a 1-0 count to McDougal. Sato checks on second base, fires in the breaking ball, and McDougal went fishing. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That splitter's looking real good right now.
Yeah, that looked like the good old splitty there. Just falling off the table there at the last second. It's a great pitch to have in your arsenal if you can throw it.
1-1 count to McDougal. Sato checking on second base again, fires in the pitch. A breaking ball misses high and inside, count 2-1. Looked like that curve just didn't have enough dip there.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get back even in the count here with a fastball perhaps, and then try to finish him off with a splitty.
2-1 pitch. Sato from the stretch deals. Wave and a miss, strike 2. McDougal out in front of that breaking ball. He is just sitting fastball, and Sato's not giving it to him.
Yeah, staying soft, and here's a pitch right here. You still have one to work with, although you don't want to bounce it too far in front of the plate, but he's got some wiggle room with that splitty here on 2-2.
Splitter of the dirt is one of my favorite strikeout pitches, but instead Sato goes with a high fastball and a wave and a whiff from Anthony McDougal gives Sato his 3rd strikeout.
Well, that'll work too, and McDougal was probably looking low, and then Sato said, "Not so fast, my friend. Here's one upstairs. See if you can hang." And McDougal just late on the swing, big strikeout there, and now the double play in order to try and get the Bombers out of this inning and get back in the dugout.
And Carter Davis is at the plate. He'll be headed to the USPBL with the Eastside Diamond Hoppers after this season as he looks at a high fastball for ball 1. And I can't actually pitch. My velo tops out at about 55. I know it's impressive, so I'll let you. I'll let that sink in as Davis swings and misses. But I'm a good pitcher on MLB The Show, and I love a low splitter to try and strike the batter out. And that is something that USADO does very well.
Very, very well. I could never throw the splitter. I always was a star changeup type of guy, basically the palm ball. Obviously, there's multiple ways you can throw a changeup, but
1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2.
and it's a field pitch too. You know, a lot of guys, they go to that circle change because it's a more user-friendly grip, if you will. Easier to throw strikes. I was more comfortable with the palm ball, but there's multiple ways to throw that pitch.
Wave and a miss at strike 2, a fastball high, count even 2-2 to Davis. And I know a bunch of different grips for pitches. That just doesn't mean I can actually throw them well. But, you know, you talk to guys, they show you some pitches, and one that I was really learning about this year, and after doing research, I realized it was popularized by Eric Gagne, the closer by the Dodgers in the 2000s, as Sato sends the breaking ball inside to fill up the count 3-2. A Vulcan grip changeup that has now become very popular in the Cubs system because about half the pitchers in South Bend threw that pitch very well.
Yeah, the Vulcan grip, that's pretty similar to what I was talking about with the star change. It's pretty much a palm ball.
Full count, the fastball misses high, and the bases are loaded with the second walk of the inning. Carter Davis, and that brings up a dangerous hitter in Nick Kreutzer with the bases loaded.
And really, what the changeup is just mostly about, obviously, is the fact that you want to just keep that arm speed. So there's multiple ways to throw the pitch, and all of them will move just slightly differently. Your palm ball is just going to kind of, or your Vulcan star change, it's just going to kind of slowly fade in. Your circle change is going to have more arm side run and more late movement to it, and then the splitter is just going to dive straight down real late as the pitch gets to home plate.
Kreutzer holds up his swing, but that was called a strike anyway by the home plate umpire, so 0-1 count to him.
And it's not like one is better than the other. It's really just how the pitcher uses the pitch and how they're able to control the pitch, and as long as they can keep that fastball arm motion, it'll work.
Yeah, because you want that deception to make them think it's a fastball. There's the splitter there. And it's that same arm motion. Sato, not a guy who tips his pitches at all. And Kreutzer saw the red, and it just dove right down on him. Quick low 2 hole to one of the better hitters on the Grizzly this season. Sato deals. Wave and a whiff, strike 3. Foul tip into the glove of Alberta, and a huge strikeout for Sato.
You know, that's one thing that we haven't really touched on with Sato. I love his competitiveness. I mean, this guy, he's going to bulldog up when there's runners on, like right there. You hear the loud grunt. He just muscles back. That's a pure sign of just a pure competitor on the mound, when you can rear back like that and do it yourself. Try to find ways to help yourself out.
And now he's got the leadoff hitter again, Christian Busby, who ducks out of the way of a high fastball. Count is 1-0. And I was actually talking about that before the game with one of the pitchers on the chill, Juan Martinez, just about the different mentalities when you're starting, when you're relieving, but it's also with runners on and with an empty set of bases. 1-0 pitch from Sato, foul tip, almost caught by Alberta, even up the count at 1-1.
Yeah, and some guys are just built for different roles. I mean, we saw, as a diehard Royals fan, I saw Luke Hochaver make his way from a starting role all the way to the back end of a rotation, same with Wade Davis. So sometimes it's just cut out differently for different guys.
1-1 pitch. A breaking ball misses high. The curveball didn't drop. Count 2-1. I saw the opposite. I saw Jabba Chamberlain as a shutdown reliever taking New York by storm that year, and then they tried to move him to a starter. Dropped about 6 or 7 miles an hour on his fastball, and he was out of baseball within a year. Hit on the ground hard, rolling just foul. Even up the count at 2-2. That's the kind of contact you want to see from your leadoff man, Busby, with a single already.
Yeah, scary flirting with that line. If you hit one down the line here, it's going to clear the bases for certain with all that real estate. And Busby, with the wheels he's got, if he shoots a gap, he's a triple threat every time.
Absolutely. And good speed on the base pass on just about every base. Carter Davis has solid speed for a catcher too, but it won't matter. Too much speed on the fastball. Sato, 2 straight strikeouts right when he needs them. Fist in the glove in excitement there. So the Bombers, or the Grizzly, leave them loaded. Bombers head up to plate, trying to change the scoreless first inning.
The Bombers. Designated hitter.
Early home
Number
run
23.
for the California Grizzly, Cruz, who's coming off a game that put the bomb in the Bombers' name. 2 home runs. He has hit 4 big flies on the season. Only player with a multi-home run game. Only player with multiple home runs so far. As he takes the first pitch, that just catches the outside corner for strike 1. And he even knows that all his home runs go to the same place. He is a pull power guy for sure. And if you see a ball going down to right center field, it may leave the yard. 1-1 to count to Cruz, former San Diego State Aztec. Leader in all hitting categories for the Bombers, 11 RBI, 7 extra base hits with the 4 home runs. That looks like a lazy fly ball out to right center field. It's going to drop in between the 2 outfielders. Heads up base running from Jacob Cruz, just hitting that into no man's land. And we're going to give him a double. The outfielder seems to lose that one in the sun.
Yeah, and a good job there from Cruz, too. There's a lot of players, maybe 90% of players probably dog that pitch out of the box and probably just take a jog down to first and end up at first. But Cruz running hard the whole way, knowing that these outfielders have had a tough time, and he gets on second.
So 4 doubles, 4 home runs, 14 hits for Jacob Cruz. Over half of his hits have gone for extra bases. A truly impressive start to the season. With another impressive hitter, Felix Aberret at the dish. Chop to short, fielded on a hop by Monroy. Checks on Cruz at second and fires him to first for out number 1. So the lead runner will stay on the bag, and a quick ground out to the mound makes it 1 out for the Bombers.
Decent velocity from Monroy, but his fastball is a little flatter than most of the other starters in this league. So Alberta there just salivating at that flatter fastball and trying to work early in the count, but it works against him there. He's just too far out in front. He'll have to wait
over it too.
Yeah, he'll just have to wait for his next turn. And
if you can get Felix Aberret to not just hammer a laser beam into the outfield, you're doing something right on the mound. 1-0 pitch now to Caulfield as that one misses outside, 1-0. Caulfield, primarily a third baseman, but getting some time at first as well. As another pitch misses down low from Monroy, count 2-0. Caulfield, one of the 400 hitters on the team so far, looking for hit number 10. He's 9 for 21, and there it is. Hit on a line out to left field, easily fielded by D.C. Russ, and that holds Jacob Cruz up at third. And a 1-out single puts runners on the corners for the Bombers.
so there you go on that fastball. Caulfield knowing exactly what he needs to do with it. Lower in the zone, and he just stays with the pitch. He doesn't try to elevate on it, and he just hits a sharp line drive single. And like you mentioned, Cruz going up to third, so runners at the corners. Bradley O'Neill and Donady here to come up, and some good firepower at the bottom of the order for these Bombers to do some damage.
So Bradley O'Neill, a late substitution for the Bombers, as he crowding the plate, and Monroy almost nicks him with the inside fastball, 1-0. O'Neill, a late substitution at second base. Keyshawn Clark was intended to start for the Bombers, but O'Neill gets the nod as Monroy misses low, count 2-0. 2 straight 2-0 counts on hitters. Monroy struggling with getting out in front of these batters so far today. Runners on the corners, 2-0 count, 1 away. Roy looks at third, fires home, and that's sliced foul by O'Neill. Count 2-1.
You can kind of tell the velo just isn't there for Monroy today as compared to a couple of days ago on Thursday. So we'll see if he can mix in the breaking stuff a little bit more.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Monroy gets him to going fishing on that breaking ball in the dirt, and right as you said it, Mitch, it happens on the mound. The breaking stuff looking very good from Monroy today. Count even at 2-2. Monroy deals. Runner goes. Pitch misses outside, and Davis mishandles the ball, trying to take it out of his glove, and Andrew Caulfield has a stolen base.
Yeah, another breaking ball there. Some good depth to it. Good sweep action to it as well. See if he can't primarily kind of use that pitch and then build the fastball around it. Try to elevate it maybe.
Full count is hit on the ground on third base. That should score a run. Only play for Israel is at third, and a throw misses the first base bag. Coming home on the error is Andrew Caulfield. And staying on first is Bradley O'Neill. So a throwing error brings home a run. 1 RBI given to O'Neill, and it's 2-0 Bombers.
Yeah, you can't just throw that ball away, obviously. Nick Israel trying to make it look a little bit too sexy as he's trying to run and throw it across his body. If he just sets his feet there, they get the easy out. But early miscue there from Grizzly, and you can't make miscues against this Bombers team. They're just going to crush you if you do that.
So one of those 2 runs is going to be earned for Monroy as Donity smokes that one foul. Count 0-1. That's 1 runner on first. Bradley O'Neill with solid speed, taking a short lead off of first base. Inside, count evens up at 1-1 to Donity. And you can kind of tell when the runner's about to steal. I don't know how well you can see it on our screen, but right at the edge of that grass where it starts to straighten out and form more into that baseline, if a runner is there, they are ready to steal. Donity about in the middle of that part of the grass. O'Neill in the middle of that part of the grass. Donity takes a 1-2. 1 away, 1-2 pitch. Wave and a whiff, strike 3. Beautiful slider from Arturo Monroy. Gets Donity to go. And there's 2 outs with strikeout number 3 for Arturo Monroy.
And it should be out number 3 there. So the error from Israel kind of carrying over. Again, they're not going to be done here. You got a guy in Taraoka who's a tough out every time who can possibly extend the inning and get it to that middle of the order that is so dangerous.
And Taraoka has been one of the best contact hitters for the Bombers. Like Tom Vaith puts him at the leadoff spot most every game. Hit on the ground, fielded on a trio of hops by Israel. Firing the first, gets the throw there this time, and that'll end off the inning. But 2 runs scored, just 1 of them is earned. And a couple of hits come around for the Bombers, and they lead 2-0 heading into the third. A substitution on the defensive side for the Bombers as DC Russ swings and misses at strike 1 from Sato. Russ 0 for 1 on the day. New first baseman for the Bombers, and that is Dre Jones replacing Andrew Caulfield. 0-1 pitch, curveball, beautiful bender from Sato there. Looked high, Russ ducked out of the way, but it fell over the plate to make it 0-2. Sato kicks and fires. Another curveball just catching the knees of DC Russ. 2 beautiful benders from Yu Sato for out number 1.
Real good shape to that breaking ball. Doesn't look like it has a real high spin rate because the break on it isn't super sharp, but just enough side-to-side movement, and again, just a beautiful shape to it on that 11-7 sweeping motion.
So more depth in that defensive change as Travis Tanaka takes strike one from Sato. The guy who is leaving the lineup is Bradley O'Neill, and Andrew Caulfield replaces him at second base. Dre Jones comes in at first. 0-1 count, and another curveball. Looked like it was the same place as the first two, but it's called a ball by the home plate ump, evening count at 1-1. Tanaka 0 for 1 on the day, fouled out to the right fielder Freeman. Back in the first. 1-1 pitch. Misses high, count 2-1.
Tanaka trying to get something started with one, down by 2 runs.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. A fastball from Sato after 3 straight breaking balls fools Tanaka. Evening up the count at 2. No one on, 1 out. 2-2 the count, 2-0 the score in favor of the Bombers. The pitch misses low as you heard that grunt from you, Sato. Really try to pump that heater in there, but it misses low to fill up the count.
The other solid thing that we haven't really touched on with Sato is his pitch sequencing. He's not a very straightforward guy, always keeps the guys guessing.
Payoff pitch, a low fastball, goes underneath the glove of Felix Averette, and on first base with a 1-out walk is Travis Tanaka.
Most guys consistently will pitch, a pretty straightforward fastball to get ahead and then breaking ball to put away, and then other guys, will consistently work backwards. They'll work the breaking ball to get ahead, then close with the fastball. But Sato will mix in different looks. He'll work, pretty straightforward on some guys, then backwards on others.
As the first pitch misses inside to Rankin, Aberrett does well to keep that ball in front of him. 1-0 count to Cole Rankin. And you love a pitcher who can mix the fastball in with the breaking stuff. Because none of these guys here will blow you away with velocity. The top velo we've seen here was 93. But the breaking balls is what really differentiates these pitchers, and especially today. That curveball from Sato looked excellent in that at-bat, in those last 2 at-bats, and that fastball, especially low, as it fools Rankin there, has looked good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We did see some velo yesterday in the starter from the A's. That was Lennick, who came out to throw an inning in the third.
Lennick, a former major league talent, a guy that we're going to be talking quite a lot about as he will start to pitch a bit more for the A's. 2-2 count to Rankin now as the inside fastball catches him looking. Tanaka taking a short lead off of first. Sato trying to pick off on him, giving Dre Jones some of his first action. So Tanaka still remains in a short lead off first base. Sato ready for the 2-2. High fastball filling up the count once again, 3-2.
Yeah, it looks like Sato's game plan, he's trying to put guys away with the fastball. He's actually really getting ahead with the breaker and that splitty. 3-2 will probably go back to the fastball here.
Breaking ball's his moneymaker, but Cam Roth stretching fastball. Hit on the ground, base hit on the hit and run. Tanaka's going to head over to third, and that ball is fielded by Freeman. Bobbles the throw, but I don't think it would have caught Tanaka anyway. So a full count pitch is hit in for a single by Rankin, and the Grizzly are on their way. They got 2 on.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit too predictable there. He did go with the fastball, and Rankin hitting in that cleanup spot. I mean, he's sitting dead red there, and he's on time with the fastball, gets the foot down, and works the bat through the zone easily there. Sato, you'd probably like to go to the breaker there with the 4-hole hitter up, but nonetheless, he's in a jam now.
First pitch to Fukuda, misses high, 1-0 with the fastball. And Joseph Scamboluri told me about this earlier in the season. He's a guy who, as we've seen, has great breaking stuff, and that's the pitches he likes to go to for his strikeout pitch. As Fukuda lofts this into the air, in the gap in right field. Freeman makes the grab, but it should send Tanaka home on a sac fly. He'll walk in. Rankin stays on first, and the lead is halved. 2-1 the score now as the Grizzlies are on the board.
Again, they are probably the scrappiest team here in the CWL. They'll find ways to manufacture runs whether that's moving guys over by hitting the ball the other way or a sac fly. That's one thing that we haven't really seen, though, Josh, is bunting out here. We haven't seen a guy really try to lay down a bunt.
I've seen a couple swinging bunts, but I need a good sack bunt. Nice little suicide squeeze. That would be fun to see. As first pitch to Israel is inside.
It's a little surprising, too, coming from a guy like Teoroko's got good bat-to-ball skills, trying to bunt for a base hit.
There's plenty of players in this league who have that kind of speed. Hit on the ground to second base, fielded on a pair of hops by Caulfield, returns to second for the out. So a fielder's choice end off the inning for the Grizzly on the board. The score is now 2-1 as we head into the fourth. We are back in the bottom half of the third inning. 2-1 the score, but the Grizzlies still behind as 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Bombers. A dangerous part of the order beginning with Clifford Pratt. He's got a 1-0 count on Monroy. 1-0 the pitch. Inside. Pratt scoots out of the way. 2-0 the count. We got our merchandise guy, Tim, talking beer bats with some of the fans. No better way to start off a Saturday morning than with a full beer in a 20-ounce beer bat. Swing and a miss. 2-1 to count on Pratt. I wish you'd bring some up here, man. I could use one of those.
Drink your breakfast or drink your lunch.
Oh, yeah. A little early lunch, I'd say that would be.
Yeah.
But it is a Saturday, so beer for breakfast, it can work.
Yeah.
In the right state of mind.
There's a couple different food groups in there, I suppose. Rice and...
It's carbohydrate. It's fine. 3-1 pitch inside for ball 4, so Clifford Pratt will reach base for the first time. He struck out in that first inning. Another strikeout victim heads up to the plate right now. Struck out swinging in the first inning. He's got a runner on base. There's hitters behind him.
Yeah, it's got to be a nightmare. This 3-4-5 today is an absolute pitcher's nightmare.
Hit on the ground. That bounces on the plate, so a high hop sent to second for 1. And that will be it. No play at first for Freeman. So a 4-6 fielder's choice. 1 out, and Blake Freeman replaces Clifford Pratt on first base.
That's a solid play there from Nick Israel to know that he's probably not going to have enough time to make that strong throw as he was approaching the grassy area in the outfield. He knows that he's got that high bouncer. He just goes the short way. Good heads-up play from the second baseman there.
And there are 2 players on this Bombers team that have double-digit hits. And they are behind each other in the order. Griffin Schneider, second on the team with 10 hits, 7 of those going for extra bases. And now with Cruz's single Cruz's double, back in the second as Schneider takes strike one on the inside fastball. Cruz has 14 hits. 8 of them have gone for extra bases, including the 4 home runs. So a whole lot of power coming up for the Bombers. Schneider looks at a curveball, count 1 and 2.
Good shape there to that curveball.
Beautiful, little bit of sweeping action there. Almost looks like a slurve coming out of the hand of Monroy. 1-2 the pitch. Monroy ignoring the runner on first, lined into the gap, and making the sliding catch is the center fielder, Christian Busby. Show off the leather. Second out of the inning, and that's a big one.
We got 3 good things all around there. Good pitch from Monroy. Good job by Schneider to hang with the pitch on the breaking ball. Bends his knees a little bit, sits in his legs, and still hits a nice hard line drive. But how about the center fielder out there? Christian Busby just attacking that ball. Good first step jump from the center fielder, sliding, makes it look easy. That's good baseball all the way around.
I love to see things like that as Cruz fouls that one away. It's like it hit off of Cruz's leg, and it's even more evident he's taken the long way back to the plate, hopping around after he fouled that off of himself. 0-1 the count to him. And he appears to be perfectly fine coming back to the plate. So the outfield has begun a shift on Cruz as Busby is shading more towards the right field side of center field. Big infield shift with the runner on base, and that runner goes, and Cruz pops that one up into shallow left center field. On the run is Russ, and he makes the two-handed grab, shielding himself from the sun and squeezing for the final out. So one runner is stranded after some great defense by the Grizzly in the bottom half of the third inning. We are through 3 innings here in Palm Springs. 2-1 the score, Bombers lead. Top of the 4th inning for the Grizzly. They put one across in the 3rd, looking to do the same and even up this game against Yu Sato, who's had a solid outing on the mound for the Bombers, punctuated there by a first pitch strike to start the 4th. Anthony McDougal at the dish, corner outfield and corner infielder. Seen him play right and left, and he has spent most of the last couple days playing third base. As a breaking ball rides inside on McDougal, count even at 1-1. McDougal, a solid fielder, struggling at the plate thus far. 3 walks, 10 strikeouts though, and 1 for 12 at the dish. 1-1. Misses high, count 2-1. An aggressive mindset at the box, but a couple of misses from Sato here were hard to offer at. 2-1 the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. Another great curveball from Yu Sato, fooling McDougal. Looks like he's sitting right at the plate there.
Yeah, how about a quiet 6 strikeouts for Sato, trying to add number 7 here.
A guy who makes a lot of noise at the mound, sends in a fastball, just catching the outside corner. There's number 7 for the big right-hander, and he is cruising now, 1 away.
Yet again, going to that fastball to put guys away. So if you're a Grizzly guy, now that you're kind of entering your second at-bat of the day, you have to be taking mental notes. Obviously, that is something as a hitter you always want to get a little extra advantage in the dugout. You know, doing your own homework on the pitcher and trying to pick up little things like that will go a long way in your at-bats as the game progresses along.
And at the bat is Carter Davis, who swings and misses at strike one. He walked back in the second. And Sato, not a guy who makes a lot of noise, as you mentioned. Really the most emotion I've seen him show was after he got out of that bases-loaded jam without a run back in the second inning.
Yeah, did it himself too, going with 2 back-to-back punch-outs there in the second. Just does such a great job of helping himself out and letting his defense work and mixing his pitches. Just one of these pitchers that you can already tell from the start of when we started, he's gotten better every time out.
And you talked about timely hitting. How about timely pitching? 3 of the last 4 batters were struck out, as this one is lofted into foul territory by Davis. At the netting is Alberta. That's going to bounce in the scout pit for a foul ball.
Yeah, we touched a little bit on how Lennox came out here and pitched yesterday for the Canada A's. Kevin Lennox, a AAA arm, guy with some pretty good big league talent. We had a Cubs scout here yesterday. I was unaware of. Usually the scouts, they're kind of incognito.
They have to be. You don't want the guys knowing that there's a scout there. And a fastball high ends up the count at 2-2. Davis had to duck underneath that. Seen big league scouts from a number of teams here. Head scout for the Diamondbacks began here the first week. A lot of guys looking for talent here in Palm Springs. High pop up right on the cut of the infield grass, or the outfield grass, and Caulfield settles under it for out number 2.
And it's crazy, even the evolution of scouting itself. Most scouts, they'll search for the highest prep talent, in high school guys, and then obviously the major Power 5 schools. But scouting there are whole departments devoted to overseas scouting in the NPB in Japan, guys, in Latin America. So it's a full-on thing now. Guys will look, all different parts of the country and even out of the country, obviously, to try to find talent wherever they may find it.
0-1 to Nick Kreutzer. Sends his fastball high from Sato. He looks at it. 1-1 the count. And, the Dominican Republic, I know, is a place where there are a lot of scouts, a lot of guys rolling through the Dominican Summer League to get their shot at the majors, as Kreutzer swings and misses at strike 2.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, another hot spot. Venezuela, a big hot spot.
A lot of Venezuelan guys in the minor leagues this year. One of the best hitters for the South Bend Cubs, Jonathan Perlaza from Venezuela. His fastball misses high, count 2-2.
Well, and guys will look everywhere because you can find cheap signees, in those areas. Jose Altuve signed for like $5,000 or something.
2-2. Fastball high again. I think it was Framber Valdez, one of the Astros pitchers, was talking about how, he goes from being a $10,000 signee to building a school in his old neighborhood in Venezuela, I believe. So a lot of good can come from scouting these smaller places. Yeah,
and think about even Shohei Ohtani. The Angels brought him over. I don't think his signing was any more. His was obviously a little higher because, we knew the talent, or they knew the talent of him, but...
Yeah, but he signed for less than that. The contraction fee is Nick Kreutzer looks at another high fastball, and he'll head to first with a 2-out walk. But the way the Japanese negotiate is a whole different thing, because you have to pay just a boatload of money just to talk to them. And Ohtani got a solid contract, but his contraction fee was like 15 or something.
Number 21.
Ichiro and Hideki.
Christian Busby.
Yeah. $2.3 million signing bonus. But you're looking at your ROI. That's obviously a very good, very solid ROI.
You know, his first full season in the majors, he wins MVP. He won Rookie of the Year after a handful of relief appearances and missing the final month and a half. Well, maybe even more than that. I mean, it was pretty obvious early on that Shohei Ohtani was going to be one of the greats, and now that MVP award, he might just be the best player in baseball. 1-0 the pitch to Christian Busby. Breaking ball misses outside, count 2-0. Kreutzer not a threat to steal at first base. Maybe a threat to pitch later on if the Grizzly needs some arms. He was telling me that might be in the cards for Thomas Incaviglia and the Grizzly. Fastball catches the outside corner, 2-1 the count. The Grizzly in need of an arm right now. Jackson Decker not with the team currently. That one is drilled into the gap by Busby, and that's going to go down for extra bases. Kreutzer speedily rounding second. He is going to be waved home by the first base coach. Into third is Busby as the throw is cut off from the warning track. So Nick Kreutzer rounding first, and Christian Busby tying things up with a big two-out triple.
Huge triple there, and he made it look easy. I mean, he's one of those guys I could watch run around the bases all day. He just glides around the bases, runs real well, just makes it look real seamless, real easy. Not a whole lot of effort, just good long strides and quick strides at that. Real easy triple for him, and the Grizzly again scrapping across a run.
And a two-out walk. Come back to haunt the Bombers as first pitch to DC Russ is in there for strike one. The Grizzly have been trailing for this entire game since the 2 runs scored by the Bombers in the second inning. Now they're 90 feet away from getting their first lead. Fastball high, Russ held up, count 1-1. Russ has now seen 8 pitches, has struck out twice. 2-0-2 counts from Yu Sato, looking to change the narrative here and maybe bring a run home. 1-1. Drill right down the line in left field for a base hit. Busby walks home, and Russ is going to round first. That ball dribbles all the way to the track. Russ is going to get the stop sign from the manager, Thomas Incaviglia, and he's going to stand on second base with an RBI double.
Back-to-back extra base hits. Again, the Grizzly, they're just one of those teams. They're not going to go away. With 2 outs, doing all of the damage. Kreutzer drawing the walk to bring it back to the top, back-to-back extra base hits. Next thing you know, they are leading in this ball game, and kind of seeing there between Busby and DC Russ 2 hard-hit balls. So seeing Sato the third time through helping out these hitters as they kind of know what they're looking for. They know kind of what his sequencing is like up to this point. And that's been a big topic in baseball in general. Getting that third time through is what will usually hammer pitchers.
So 0-1 the count to Tanaka. He lifts this one high in the air out to right field. Blake Freeman takes a couple steps forward, camps under it for the third out, but the damage is done for the Alberta Grizzly. 2 runs in the second came for the Bombers, and they get those right back. 2 runs scored in the 4th inning on a pair of 2-out extra base hits. The Alberta Grizzly take a 3-2 lead, and we're halfway home here in Palm Springs.
Hitting on the bottom of the fourth for the Bombers.
Top of the fourth inning for the Bombers, and they'll have to do something they haven't done a lot of this season and play from behind, and they got the good do-up to do it. Felix Averett will start things off. Felix and Andrew Caulfield will follow him. And Dre Jones should be taking the place of Bradley O'Neill. First pitch missed to Averett, ball one. Averett, a guy who can hit the ball really hard. He's the only player on the Bombers with an exit velo of over 100, and he's plunked by that fastball that just slipped the grip of Monroy. So the leadoff runner on for the Bombers. A great start to this fourth inning as they trail 3-2 after a two-run second from the Grizzly. So next up is going to be Andrew Caulfield as he steps to the plate on a single and a run.
Number 24, Andrew Caulfield.
So one on, nobody out. Caulfield will take the next pitch from Monroy. A breaking ball just can't touch the inside corner. Count is 1-0 once again. Monroy still looking for his first victory of the season. Dre Jones in the on-deck circle. So Bradley O'Neill fully replaced in the lineup as that one bounces in the dirt. Count 2-0. 1-1 pitch, or 2-0 pitch, check swing, and that's going to roll out into the outfield for a base hit. Speeding around second is Averett, and he's going to head into third base standing up. So, excuse me, check swing single coming from Andrew Caulfield, and the Bombers threaten early with runners on the corner.
Yeah, just check swing there and just enough muscle with Nick Israel shading more towards the middle of the field there. Second baseman obviously playing for two up the middle. Just shifted enough to allow the base hit on the check swing.
And whether it's a rope or a dribbler, the single's a single in the box score. Caulfield is 2 for 2, already with a stolen base, standing on first. And Dre Jones will make his first at bat after Bradley O'Neill was subbed out. Jones fouls that one into the netting. Count is 0-1. O'Neill had an RBI in his last at bat. 2 runs scored on a throwing error by Nick Israel. Only one of those coming earned for Monroy. And Dre Jones bringing some pop to the plate. In a good spot, but he can't handle the breaking ball there. Swing and a miss. And he's quickly down in the count 0-2. Jones 4 for 19 on the year, 4 runs scored, 2 driven in. He's got 1 sac fly, could be looking for a second. This one is fisted, and that's going to land foul. A nice catch by, looked like Sean Lawler, who just defending Takuro Fujisawa in the bullpen. But obviously, no official out there. Just a nice play from the Grizzlies' right fielder. So 0-2 the count still. Jones is looking for another RBI to tie this one up. An extra base hit could score 2 as Caulfield has good speed at first. 0-2 pitch outside, trying to frame it as Davis, but no such luck. 1-2 the count.
We've already gone back and forth here early on in this game, Josh, and now both teams warming in their pens, so it could be a back and forth game throughout.
It's Kevin Curley warming up for the Bombers. Takuro Fujisawa in the pen for the Grizz. And Jones is hit, so second hit batsman for Monroy. And he has already plunked 2 to load up the bases with nobody out for Brett Donity.
Don't want to allow that to happen, and unfortunately it'll be bases loaded with Donity. 0 for 1 a strikeout his last time, but he'll look to do whatever he can to bring it back to the top. And obviously you don't want to be put in this situation, but best thing you can hope for here is a ground ball. Hopefully it stays on the infield. Hopefully you get the force play at home, or you're also searching for maybe just a high pop-up on the infield.
And I'm sure the Grizzly would trade a double play for a tie game as the fastball misses inside on Donity 1-0. That's certainly in the cards here. Good speed all around the base paths for the Bombers. An extra base hit would give them a bigger advantage. Donady checks up his swing, and no appeal is made until just now. So late call for ball 2 as Donady held up, and the pitch was low. So a 2-0 count to him. Donady is also 4 for 19 like Jerry Jones. 4 RBIs, 2 runs scored himself. The breaking ball looked to make it, but it just misses high. Count 3-0. So Monroy, 3 straight balls with the bases loaded, could be susceptible to walking in the tying run.
Yeah, he's going to be taking all the way here 3-0.
3-0 pitch. Checked up his swing. He certainly thought about going around, and that will be strike 1. Some guys might want to just swing at that 3-0 pitch to try and muscle through a big extra base hit, because you got to expect that fastball. Donady didn't make a decision quick enough. 3-1. Inside, and there's ball 4. So walking in a run is Arturo Monroy, and we have a tie ball game.
Not the way you want to tie it up either. Put 3 guys on for free there. They didn't have to really work for anything. Caulfield with the check swing base hit. So funny how some of these innings will develop here, and this time around really just doing it for free. And now it's going to be Terroca, the good contact hitter and very smart hitter at the plate as well. He knows exactly what he needs to do. Probably try to shoot the ball the other way, or at least get it elevated into the outfield for the little guy. Try to drive a run home, and this is exactly who you want it to play to do just that.
Coming out to talk to both the pitcher and the hitter. Monroy getting a little talking to, and probably just a calming down from Thomas Incaviglia. He's got the bases loaded with nobody out, and Tom Vaith explaining the game plan of Terroca at the dish. Infield coming in. We're going to stop the run home. Terroca holds up his swing, but went around or not, that's strike 1 anyway. Nice fastball on the outside corner for Arturo Monroy. 0-1 the count to Terroca, who is 0 for 1 on the day. Walked and stole a base back in the first. Sliced foul back into the netting, count 0-2.
And he got 2 real good pitches to hit there. First pitch the at-bat and that one. See if you can get something done with 2 strikes, though.
Terroca, the contact hitter, 0-2, and that one bounces on the plate. Did not hit the bat of Terroca, so the wild pitch will send home another run and give the Bombers the lead. So we're going to get the appeal, and it is a strikeout on the wild pitch. Terroca unable to advance to first with the base occupied, but scoring is Caulfield, and it's 4-3 Bombers.
Not exactly how you draw it up, but they'll take it to now regain the lead. 3, we're in a bit of a dogfight.
Number 25.
Breaks another. Bombers, just like that, back in the lead, and Clifford Pratt is still up in a good situation. First pitch misses to him, count 1-0. Strikeout and a walk for Pratt. And he's got 2 in scoring position. He fists that foul, sends it right behind him. Over us here in the press box, 1-1 the count. If I was a little taller, I might have been able to make a play on that. But I've been trying to grow since middle school. If it hasn't happened by now, I don't think it will. 1-1 the pitch. Bouncing in the dirt, a great block by Carter Davis, saving what could have been another run on the ball in the dirt. So 2-1 the count now. And just more of the great defensive catching we've seen all month long. Monroy checking on the 2 runners. Slowly in his stretch, deals inside, and that's going to plunk Clifford Pratt. 3rd batter Monroy has hit this inning. And the umpire is going to come out, have a conversation with him just to make sure he's relaxed. So once again, the bases are loaded.
3 hit batters now and a walk. His day is really probably about to be done here. They'll probably try to face Freeman here, and they'll hope for the double play to get out of it, but his day is really quickly coming to a close here.
So Cole Rankin moving in, the infielders at double play, middle infield at double play depth, as the first pitch misses to Blake Freeman, count 1-0. Rankin and McDougal are about a step away from the infield grass, and the middle infielders remain at double play depth. Fastball misses outside, count 2-0. And Monroy has struggled with the control in this inning. 2-0 the count, bases loaded, 1 out, 2 runs already home for the Bombers. Monroy in his stretch, kicks and fires, fastball misses high again, and it's a 3-0 count.
Really struggling, and now you can really read the body language, just kind of laboring out there, taking the glove off, finding his footing on the slab. You can really read the body language. He's frustrated.
And both batters with the bases loaded have faced a 3-0 count. This time taken all the way is Freeman. A get-me-over fastball from Monroy makes it 3-1. Bases are still loaded. Monroy looking at Jones on third. The pitch just catches the outside corner, and Freeman thought he was headed to first base with an RBI. So the count runs full. It's a good pitch on the inside corner from Monroy. Saves another run.
Maybe gets away with one there, but try to probably double down on that pitch. If you're Freeman, sit dead red here.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Huge K from Arturo Monroy. And now it's a play to any base with 2 away.
Couldn't quite tell there. It almost looked like he went with the changeup. More fade action there. Gutsy pitch there from Monroy, but he's still got his work cut out for him in Schneider.
Might as well go all out. Nothing wrong with a good 3-2 change every now and then. And it fooled Freeman. And Schneider fooled there on the breaking ball. Count 0-1. Schneider, who started off hotter than anyone in the Cal Winter League at the dish. 0-1 here. 0 for 2 on the day. That one misses outside. Count 1-1. First 2 games, he went 4 for 4. A home run shy of the cycle each time.
Already robbed of a base hit here today, too, on a great play in center field from Busby.
He's got a 1-1 pitch. Chopped over to third base. McDougal fields it in fair territory. That looked like it was drifting foul. Steps on the third base bag, and that will do it. But damage done for the Bombers. They take the lead right back after 2 runs scored in each frame of the 4th inning. We are headed to the 5th. The Bombers lead 4-3. Cole Rankin leading things off for the Grizzly here as a new pitcher hits the mound as Rankin hits this one, skying it out into foul territory down the left field line. Going to fall in between a couple of bombers for strike one. And a new pitcher here. It is Kevin Curley, really been a late game guy for most of the season for British Columbia. This might be the earliest we've seen him in the game other than that start he had a couple days ago. One of the better relievers we've seen so far. 9 appearances, only 1 start, so 8 in relief now. 10 in the third innings. He's got a save and 12 strikeouts. 0-1 pitch is hit on the ground, fielded on a pair of hops by the second baseman Caulfield, firing to first for out number 1. A routine play starts things off for the Bombers here, and they're looking to defend that 1-run lead. So Usato is now
Shortstop, number 48.
allowed all 3
Dustin
runs
Bakuda.
were earned. 5 hits in 4 innings pitched. Walked 4 batters and struck out 7. First pitch to Daisuke Fukuda is in there for strike 1 as that catches the outside corner. 0-1 the count to him. We could see Takuro Fujisawa, but the Grizzly kind of hurting for arms at this point. A couple of injuries. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Curley got him chasing that slider, 0-2. Fukuda, no official at-bats just yet. He walked in the second, hit a sacrifice fly in the third. That play to the Grizzlies' first run of the contest. He's got an 0-2 count here, though. Curley working quickly, deals. Fastball diving low, count 1-2. Curley definitely a good late game guy. Clinton, Massachusetts. Played in the Empire League and at Nichols College. 4-seamer, sinker, circle change, and a slider from him. There's the slider, misses outside, counting is up at 2-2. Twenty-five-year-old right-hander, toeing the rubber, pitching exclusively from the stretch. Looked for his sign up in his stretch. Curley, pause, and deals. Nubbed off the end of the bat into the Grizzly dugout. Count remains 2-2. Daisuke Fukuda played 4 seasons at Daito Bunka University out in Japan. Many guys looking for a pro contract there. Did not look at that pitch. Offered on the check swing. And gets the strikeout. So 1 strikeout in this game now for Curley. 2 outs in the inning for the Grizzlies. Second baseman Nick Israel is going to head up.
Number 60.
Israel really began at the Cal primarily a shortstop, but lately he's been moved around, playing out in the outfield. Played in center the last time out. Now he's started and is continuing this game at second base. He's 1 for 2. First pitch swing, hit on line right to Dre Jones. Fields it on a hop. After the bobble, touches the pillow for the out. So Kevin Curley, a great start for him. Went 1-2-3. First 1-2-3 inning of the game for Bombers pitching. But no runs scored. We are headed to the bottom half of the 5th. The Bombers with a 4-3 lead. New pitcher on the hill for the Grizzly, Takuro Fujisawa. Their reliable middle reliever as Cruz skies this one foul. First pitch of the inning. 0-1 count to him. Only guy who didn't bat in that fourth inning. So the book closed on Arturo Monroy. 4 innings pitched, allowed 4 runs on 3 hits. Just 3 of those runs earned. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Monroy currently in line for the loss as Cruz hammers another one foul. Count 0-2. Cruz in line for the loss. Sato in line for the victory. And Takuro Fujisawa could be asked to throw multiple innings here. Jackson Decker, currently injured, doesn't expect to be back with the team until later on this week. Teiko Eisei University from Japan. Kanagawa is his hometown. In the dirt to Cruz makes it 1-2. 4-pitch mix for Fujisawa. Slider, curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam. And it's a 1-2 count to the dangerous lefty, and Cruz steals. Breaking ball misses low. Count evens up at 2-2. You see a lot of the Japanese pitchers that are here. I think Sato might have the best fastball of all of them. But a lot of these guys relying on their breaking stuff to get hitters out. And Fujisawa excels at doing that. 2-2. Hammered foul. Just sliced off the end of the bat. And the count remains 2-2. We'll do it all over again. Right on left matchup. Cruz. And a double already, kind of a bloop double into center field. And is looking for another big hit. Fujisawa deals. Breaking ball does not break, and it stays high to run the count full, 3-2. Cruz 2 home runs in his last game. Already an extra base hit here, as over half of his hits gone for extra bases as he chases one in the dirt. Fujisawa strikes out the first batter he sees. So Cruz down on strikes for just the 4th time this season. And that'll bring up the catcher, Felix
Catcher, number 31, Felix
Fujisawa gets off to a good start, 1 away. Good first game of this doubleheader today. We'll have another good one in the Power and Chill this afternoon. And a bit of a dogfight here.
First pitch to Alberta is a slider that misses outside. Count is 1-0. Alberta 0 for 1 on the day. Was hit by a pitch and scored the first run to tie things up back in the 4th. And he takes a look at a breaking ball. That is going to catch the lower half of the plate. Count 1-1.
Good breaking ball there from Fujisawa.
Been a small sample size of players this season as Alberta launches that one into the glove, 2-1. Small sample size of players who have hit over 100 miles an hour off the bat. I think Bill Pearson's done it 1 or 2 times. Felix Alberta, still the highest recorded speed in game this season at 102. 3-1 the count. And by speed, I'm talking about exit velocities of balls. Come off his bat pretty hard. No need to swing yet, though. 3-1 pitch misses outside, and another free pass. Hit by a pitch in the last inning, and now will walk with 1 away here in the 5th.
Yeah, that 4th inning just kind of looming over the Grizzly, where they allowed just too many free passes in that inning. 4 to be exact, 2 hit batters and then a walk, and now a walk again here. They're just not helping themselves out. They're staying in this ball game with their good defense and enough strikes being thrown, but just these last 2 half frames, too many free passes.
Hit off the end of the bat, past a diving Rankin for a base hit, rounding second and heading to third is going to be Alberta. Going to second on the throw, or at least thinking about it, is Andrew Caulfield. And Alberta is in safely on the slide, knocks the base off of its position there. But he is still going to be safe at third. So a 3rd straight single for Andrew Caulfield. He is 3 for 3 on the day, swinging a really nice bat.
Yeah, he's done a great job going the other way. He had the check swing base hit the other way. This time, harder hit, finally gets it more on the barrel the other way. It's a good job of hitting there. First and third, they're trying to open up this game. Just a one-run lead. They'd like to get some more here.
And when you're hot, you're hot. No matter if it is a full swing or a check swing, everything Caulfield is hitting is touching green grass. First pitch misses to Dre Jones. Count 1-0. Jones getting his second at bat. Did not start this game. He came in at first base. Kind of subbed for Bradley O'Neill, but Andrew Caulfield switched to play second as Jones, more of a corner guy. First baseman, and play left and right, a little bit in center as well. So another guy who can play multiple positions. A lot of utility players here at the California Winter League, and just adaptable guys who are willing to learn any position to get themselves into pro baseball. Fisted foul, and a run over the netting out in from the right side of the field. Count 2-1.
We've talked before about Dre Jones's stature. Definitely has that next level body frame to him. Good height, good length to his arms and legs, good strides, pretty quick running down the base paths.
Runner goes as Caulfield, pitches inside on the fastball, and Davis just knew he didn't have a shot. Another great jump on his second stolen base for Andrew Caulfield, and a 3-1 count to Dre Jones. Now 2 runners in scoring position. And Jones definitely has an athlete's body, long legs, very long arms. His uncle, Pat Kelly, used to play for the Orioles. Has 2 sisters playing Division I basketball as well. 3-1 pitch. Hit off the end of the bat, but deep into right field. Going back on it is the right fielder, Tanaka. And that will send home another run. So Dre Jones gets the RBI on the sac fly, and the lead from the Bombers grows to 2.
Only thing I was surprised there was that Caulfield didn't try to move up to third. That ball was hit well deep enough into right for him to move up, but he elects to stay put at second. He's still in scoring position, but I'd like to have him 90 feet away. But again, the Bombers just trying to make something out of this inning, trying to add to their lead, and they are now up by 2 runs, 5-3.
And if Donnie singles here, that could still score Caulfield from second. He has those kind of wheels. So maybe just playing it safe to try and keep the inning alive for the Bombers.
Yeah, and the ball wasn't very loud off the bat of Jones. That probably fooled him a little bit too, and then it just ended up carrying further than what we probably thought.
Yeah, that looked like it was hit off the end of Jones's bat as Donady tips that into the ground. Count is 1-1. And that looked like it was off the end of Jones's bat, but it carried almost to the warning track.
Not loud at all.
I think Tanaka might have had a foot in the outfield dirt there. 1-1 the count, 2 outs, and that one hits it back on Brett Donady. That does not look good. He was slumped over in the batter's box in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I almost wonder if that might have flipped him in the neck possibly, but yeah, he obviously a sight you don't want to see.
It seems that way, and as the trainers run out onto the field, we're going to take a quick break. The Bombers a 5-3 lead with 2 away. Andrew Caulfield appears all right. Walked over to first base and will remain there. No courtesy or pinch runner needed. So 2 out on 2 outs. And that'll bring up Yusei Teraoka, who struck out in the 4th as he looked at the first pitch. Ball got away from Davis a little bit, but he recovers. Count 1-0.
Good spot for Teraoka again. He had a good spot in the 4th, trying to redeem himself a little bit. Came up short in that frame.
Struck out with the bases loaded. Now another chance for him to make the difference at the dish here. A 2-run lead and 2 runners on. Teraoka looking to extend that. A guy who's pitched quite a lot as well, so he might be called on for a save. He can help himself out here if he ends up in the Bomber bullpen. 3-0 the count. As a fastball misses low. Teraoka still dangerous if he gets on base, and Fujisawa in danger of loading him up with 2 outs. 3-0 pitch, get me over fastball at the chest of Teraoka. His shorter stature would have given him a pass to first there, but that one just at the letters to make it 3-1. Good speed on the base pass for the Bombers. Better speed at the plate as that one is grounded to first base. Rankin has to chug it to first base, diving to tag the bag, and he does. Cole Rankin laying out to try and stop the base hit, and he does so successfully. But 1 run across for the Bombers here in the 5th inning, and a diving fielding play ends it off and keeps the Grizzlies alive. They trail by 2 heading into the 6th.
Leader on the inning,
Of the 6th inning, Anthony McDougal, Carter Davis, and Nick Kreutzer will be the 3 to lead off this 6th inning. McDougal, 2 strikeouts to his name, and facing a new pitcher in Kevin Curley. Hopefully will change the narrative, but he misses on the first pitch, count 0-1. Both times McDougal struck out on a 2-2 count. And Curley getting ahead of him to start off the 6th. 0-1. Way outside, count is 1-1. Curley missing on the slider there.
Yeah. They should get on the mound.
A 4-pitch mix.
She does that.
Curley up against the corner guy
Sounds good.
in McDougal.
Thank you, Vern. Thank you.
High in the air, out to deep center field. Teraoka on the run, looking up, and that ball is out of here. Another one that just kept on carrying, and Anthony McDougal, a solo blast. Might be the longest one we've seen all season, going out in the left center field wall. Absolute bomb off the back of McDougal. Have 5-4 your score with no outs here in the 6th.
Wow, and we're seeing the power from the righty too. We've seen so many of the power from the left side of the plate. This time McDougal, the righty, really putting a charge into that one. Deep out there and close to dead away center. What a shot there to, again, make this game extremely interesting and a very fun one on our hands here, Josh.
Always fun when you got a home run, and that slider from Curley settles in for strike 1. Beautiful front door slider. Coming in from Curley. That one misses and hits the back of Carter Davis. So a lot of hit-by pitches in this game today. But still great baseball we're seeing here at Palm Springs Stadium. And the Grizzly have a runner on with one out.
Yeah, really the only hiccup today, both of these stabs on the mound just struggling to put the ball over the plate here in the late goings as of late. See if Curley can't get back on track. He's come out of the bullpen multiple times this year trying to help out USADO, but the Grizzly, again, they're just not going to go away. They're not going to go down easily.
And Nick Kreutzer is a big part of the reason that the Grizzly have been so resilient in late games. 9 for 17 with 5 doubles and 9 RBIs. He scored the winning run yesterday, drove in the tying run in their first walk-off earlier this week. And now he faces a 1-1 count. Kreutzer has been one of the best hitters in the California Winter League so far this season, leading the way with 5 doubles. And up in the top 5 with 9 RBI. 1-1 the pitch. Fastball low, count 2-1.
We'll cue each other.
And Kreutzer,
What's that? We'll cue each
the
other.
guy we mentioned, has some pitching experience with the limited arms for the Grizzly, but DH could turn to this pitcher's spot if Fujisawa needs the relief. 2-1 pitch, just missing low, count now 3-1. And that was another close call at home plate. Now Nick Kreutzer is a ball away from reaching base and walking for the second straight at bat. Short lead off the base from Carter Davis as Kreutzer slices this one foul to fill up the count at 3-2 for the second straight at bat. He's seen 2 strike counts every single time he's reached the plate. A walk and a strikeout for him. Payoff pitches getting ready out of the hands of Kevin Curley. Here it is, 3-2 pitch, hit on the ground, right back to the mound, leaping up to make the play. None at second, so Curley fires to first for the easy out. So Carter Davis advances on the slow chopper to the mound, and they're 2 away now in the top half of the 6th.
Yeah, he was put in a little bit of a tough spot there. Curley was. You know, one of the reasons why you typically don't want your pitcher fielding the ball is for that reason just there. He almost stumbled off the back of the mound as he was looking at second for the forced play there, but just not able to gain enough footing to go the short way.
So leadoff hitter now at the plate, as it looks like we have a substitution. Alex Lippman is now at the bat for Christian Busby. Lippman primarily a center fielder, so that should be a straight swap. 1-0 count to Lippman, and that is drilled into straightaway left field, and it's settled under by the left fielder Schneider. That will do it for, I thought that would do it for the inning, but I guess there's just 2 outs.
Yeah, we'll extend to DC Russ here, but they do have a runner in scoring position, down by 1 run, 5-4. See if DC Russ can come up clutch here with a big 2-out knock. That would be huge for them. Moving back to the bottom half of the 6th.
Russ already with an RBI double. As he swings and misses at strike 1, a really nice slider all the way around the world there. Getting Russ to offer, count 0-1. Carter Davis stands on second base, taking a short lead. 0-1 the pitch, it misses low, count 1-0, or 1-1. Russ 2 strikeouts before that RBI double. Gave the Grizzly the lead in the 4th inning, but it was short-lived, as in the bottom half the Bombers would bounce right back. They've now scored in 2 consecutive innings. Grizzly looking to add another run as Russ waves and misses at strike 2.
Curley's got that slider working. He's probably going to go right back to that pitch here. Russ can expect something low in the zone on the sweeping slider.
1-2 count. Curley taking a look at Carter Davis on second base. Inside with a heat. Count evens up at 2-2.
Looked like he actually went to the front door breaker. Tripled up on that pitch. See if he tries to shoot kneecaps maybe with the fastball. Try to change up the speed of his bat.
long as he doesn't try and bite kneecaps like Dan Campbell. 2-2 pitch, swing and a whiff, strike three. 3 sliders catching the outside corner, and Russ can't hit any of them, but a leadoff home run makes things interesting for the Grizzly. 5-4 your score heading into the bottom of the 6th. Clifford Pratt heading up to the plate in the 6th inning. Bombers looking to extend their lead after a McDougal home run. Put the Grizzly just one step closer to making yet another comeback. They have 2 walk-off wins. The Bombers are looking to make it 3. 0-1 count to Pratt now as Fujisawa's back on the hill for his 2nd inning of work. Pratt spits on a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Count 0-2. Pratt has reached base in his last 2 at-bats. Walked and was hit by a pitch. Hasn't made it past first as he struck out in the 1st inning. A slider just missing outside from Fujisawa. Count 1-2.
Pratt, a good candidate to get on base here. Set the tone for this bottom half.
Fujisawa, long pause, 1-2 pitch on a slow leg kick. Deals the fastball, missing outside. Count 2-2.
He's already worked his way on base twice. Free passes both times. Real good on base type of guy between him and Taroka at the top as they work into the meat of their order.
2-2 pitch, misses low again, and 0-2 to 3-2 for Fujisawa, and Pratt, a dangerous base runner. Close to reaching first for the 3rd straight at bat. Oklahoma Baptist alum, another guy who's getting back on the horse after COVID. Fastball sliced foul off the end of the bat. That's going to be a super grab made by a fan.
Nicely done down there. Tip of the cap. That's what it looks like.
And they give it to a kid. Even better. Gotta love when you see the younger kids get some foul balls. This one that they could keep or just redeem for a bag of popcorn. Can of corn there for Clifford Pratt as a basic line drive base hit sends him on to first base after the single into center.
Nice single there for Pratt. On base for the 3rd time today. A good job from him. Getting things started here with nobody out. He sets the tone really well there. Into that meat of the order. The Bombers trying to extend their lead, only leading by 1 run, 5-4.
Some dangerous power in the 3 through 6 spots in the Bomber lineup, starting with Blake Freeman, who takes a fastball high, count 1-0. We can't talk enough about that trio of Griffin Schneider, Jacob Cruz, and Felix Averett. Just hard hitters, gap-to-gap guys, and Cruz a guy with a lot of power. Pratt heading for second. The pitch is a strike. The throw is just going to miss. Rakuda slapped the tag on him about a second too late, as Clifford Pratt is on second base with a stolen base. That is number 2 on the season for him. Really close call, and now a 1-1 count to Freeman. Make it 1-2 as he sends that foul into the stands on the first base side.
Fukuda, too, one of the better shortstops defensively in this league, too. Made that tag look real easy. Almost El Mago-esque. Slapping it on there real quickly. He's got good, quick hands in the middle.
Well, he was looking at the tag, so it might not be fully El Mago, but there's only one of them. Pitch misses low, count 2-2. I could watch videos of Javi Baez turning double plays every minute of every day. It's just, he's so smooth with it.
We had the company that I was working for out east, Josh, we had it was 50 to 60 different types of good fielding plays that basically go into a player's DRS. So we would monitor these games, we'd live score them, live input all the advanced stats, and one of those good fielding play traits was a good tag play. You can only imagine who led the league in those was El Mago.
I'm shocked. Just floored by that information. Full count to Freeman that he sends on a couple of bounces foul.
But it was so funny because it started to become so routine. He would do the no-look tag, and it was like, I guess we have to give it to him. But he made it look so easy that it was like, do we even give it to him? But, man.
When he's pointing home to Contreras, already saying that he's got the out in the middle of the tag, it's hard to not give him that.
Yeah.
Payoff pitch misses high and outside, so now they're 2 on for the Bombers with nobody out.
Yeah, during my time there, it was really interesting to see all those different traits that would factor into guys' defensive metrics. Pretty much everything, whether it was, running into the wall, making the play, or whether it was reaching into the stands, robbing the home run, diving plays, good glove flips.
First pitch to Snyder is bounced foul. McDougal tried to make the play on the fair side of the bag as he did to end off the fourth, but no dice and 1 strike to Griffin Schneider.
We'll try to snap out of that little rut. Not typical for him. He did hit the ball hard back in the third, but a great play by Busby in center to rob him of a hit.
That one hit off the end of the bat, right back into the backstop. 1-0-2. One of those, the DRS stats, I would have loved to see on that Derek Jeter play where he goes into foul territory and comes out with a bloody face.
Yep. Oh.
I think blood has to be just an extra couple of bumps on that rating.
Yeah.
0-2 the pitch. Breaking ball inside as Snyder skinnies out of the way. Count 1-2.
Well, and it was really interesting, too. You could add up to 3 on one play, if I remember correctly. That was the most you could get.
Give him a 4. Bounced on the ground and fielded high in the air by McDougal. Tags third for 1, and Schneider too quick getting to first base. So another unassisted fielder's choice from Anthony McDougal. This time Schneider gets to stay on the bag. So replacing Pratt on second is Blake Freeman. And on first with the fielder's choice and 2 away is Griffin Schneider. And
now batting for the Bombers,
at the plate.
number 19, Omar Ortiz Vasquez.
Omar Ortiz Vasquez, who's going to replace Cruz as the designated hitter. And the pitch bounces in front of Carter Davis, but both players were taken off long before that ball hit the dirt, so we're going to give stolen bases to both Blake Freeman and Griffin Schneider, and a 1-0 count to Omar Ortiz Vasquez. The pitch is Vasquez batting from the right side. Waits for Fujisawa. Long leg kick and a high fastball. Count was 2-0. And that's been an issue for Fujisawa. With that long leg kick, it allows the runners more time to steal bases.
Yeah, we've seen a plethora of pitchers struggle with holding runners here in the California Winter League.
2-0 pitch. Fastball high, count 3-0. Base open to strand Vasquez on, but the infield currently in, trying to prevent that run from coming home.
I got the perfect song for him.
Felix Aberrett awaits on deck. His fellow catcher has a 3-0 count, and the fastball misses. So the bases are going to be loaded. Ball 4.
Not who you want to face here with the bases juiced. And Fujisawa, he's well aware of who's coming to the plate. The better hitters in this league, one of the more polished hitters in this league. Real professional approach in Aberrett. And it puts him in a tough spot here because you don't want to go all breaking ball, but you might have to.
First pitch to Aberrett's a fastball inside, so that's 5 straight balls for Fujisawa, 1-0 the count. And Carter Davis will come out to talk to his pitcher as Nick Kreutzer is warming up in the bullpen for the Grizzly. They're one of the teams that rarely will have to look at position players for extra arms, unless you count DC Russ, but he's a guy who let it be known that he was a pitcher and the outfielder from the get-go. Now a true first baseman, a guy who hasn't pitched in a long time, could be coming on the mound for the Grizzly. 1-0 the count, 1 away to Aberrett. We'll trade in those yellow Bombers jerseys for the Glacier Range Riders jersey in the Pioneer League. Good to see him moving up a step behind Major League affiliated ball as the Pioneer League upgraded from just independent ball to Major League affiliate. 1-0 the pitch. This is inside again. That'll make it 3-0. So 2 straight 3-0 counts, and Fujisawa in danger of walking in yet another run. Slow kick in the pitch, misses outside, and an RBI for Aberrett. A walk, then a hardline drive that could score more. But still, now what the Bombers want to see is another run crosses the plate, making the score 6-3.
Yeah, I was wondering there on the 3-0 if he was going to have the green light. It looked like he was taking all the way. Fujisawa just in a pinch of a situation there. Really just trying to hope at this point for a ground ball double play, try to swing the momentum back their way with the 2-run deficit now.
Bottom of 6, 1 out.
So 6-4 your score. As Andrew Caulfield up the plate. And Fujisawa still unable to find the strike zone here. That's 9 straight balls. This one an inside fastball to Andrew Caulfield, who's 3 for 3 on the day. Scored 1 run. Got home on an error back in the second. 2-0 the count to him as Fujisawa makes it 10 straight. Aberrett on first, Ortiz Vasquez on second, and Griffin Schneider 90 feet from home plate on third base. 2-0. Inside again, ball 3. And Fujisawa in danger of walking home 2 runs, 2 batters in a row, as Nick Kreutzer's warm-up is intensifying in the Grizzly bullpen.
I think he just gave the thumbs up. Looks like he's ready.
So a 3-0 pitch. We'll see if Caulfield has the green light. I imagine he'll take. And he does for good measure. Fastball misses outside. 3 straight walks for Fujisawa. And out comes Thomas Incaviglia. So Nick Kreutzer is going to come on for the first time this season. But he's got a tough situation. 1 out, and the bases are loaded. So Nick Kreutzer on the mound for the first time. He comes in with a tough situation. Bases loaded, 1 out. Double play in order, though, as the middle infield at double play depth. The corner's pinched in, trying to stop that run home. Jones slices it foul down the right field line into the park next door and out of play. Jones is still without an official at-bat. Hit by a pitch his first time up in the fourth. His sacrifice fly back in the fifth to bring home Alberta, who now stands at second base. 0-1. That's the ball high, count 1-1. Caulfield on first base, Alberta on second, and Omar Ortiz Vasquez on third for the Bombers. Dre Jones at the plate. And Nick Kreutzer on the hill for the first time. It's actually maybe the first time that a true position player's on the hill. As that pitch gets away from Carter Davis, Omar Ortiz Vasquez walks in to make it 8-4. That's another run that's going to be charged to Fujisawa. An inning and a third. Wild pitch, though, charged to Kreutzer. 2-1 the count now to Dre Jones, and now their runners on second and third.
Not what you want, obviously. This game's slowly slipping away from the Grizzly.
Swing and a miss, strike two. Nice breaking ball from Kreutzer. Count even to 2-2 now.
Came into this half frame only down 1 run, and just too many free passes here in the last couple of innings by the Grizzly pitching staff, and it's a tough pill to swallow when you've pretty much just let them do it for free.
2-2 pitch. Sawed off there. Might have heard the bat break, and an easy line out to Daisuke Fukuda for out number 2, and a big one for Kreutzer, rebounding after that wild pitch.
Yeah, they needed that one about 4 batters ago, just the weak contact, the broken bat there from Jones.
Now batting from the harbor.
Take a seat. We'll see if Kreutzer can get out of it. Down by 4 runs, 8-4. Still not out of total reach.
First pitch to Donity, just catches the outside corner for strike 1.
However, if Donity could come up with a clutch hit here, that might just put the Grizzly too far out of reach.
3 home in the inning already for the Bombers. Grizzly will get their last cuts at it as that one's hit out into center field. Littman easing under it to make the grab for the final out. So Kreutzer comes in, allows a run on a wild pitch, but strands 2 of them. Bombers in good shape now, heading into the top of the 7th. 8-4 the lead with an inning to go. pitcher and a new batter starting things off. Sean Lawler replacing Travis Tanaka out in right field as he fouls the first pitch he sees to make it 0-1. Yusei Teraoka moving from center field to the pitcher's mound. Malcolm Smith is replacing him out in center field. Lawler replacing Travis Tanaka. Lawler swinging and missing in a breaking ball from Teraoka, count 0-2. Lawler has a home run. His first at bat today. His first bat in one at bat a couple of games ago. 6 for 21 as he spits on a breaking ball. 1-2 the count. And Teraoka, one of the position players that has been used quite a lot as a pitcher. 3.81 ERA and 7 relief appearances. As Lawler hits that on a slow rolling ground ball to the shortstop. Firing to first is Brad, and unable to make the scoop is going to be Dre Jones. And that's going to be an infield base hit as Lawler looked like he had that beat. So first batter Teraoka sees is on first base. And now Cole Rankin will head up to the plate.
Now batting for the Grizzly, number 39.
Rankin
Cole Rankin.
Struck out in single. Rounded out to second his last time up. Blue helmet on him, black bat. As Teraoka sends the breaking ball, catching the outside corner, 0-1. And something he's been very good at all season long is just getting ahead of guys. Pretty high concentration of first pitch strikes as Rankin fouls that back, count 0-2. Nobody on, one away. Lawler has some speed, but he is taking a shorter lead that's slowly growing pitch by pitch. Teraoka thinks about checking there. Instead offers a curve over to Rankin. Misses outside. Count 1-2. Rankin a power bat.
First announce the starting lineup. How hard would it be to say where you're from?
Not a lot. So far in this game for the Grizzly. Hammered out to first base. Jones fires to Brad, covering in second for one. Back to first, double play. And the glove fell off. The ball squirts out in the outfield. So no double play there as it looked like it was about to as Cole Rankin ran through that tag, knocking the glove down. So it turns from a double play into a fielder's choice. We're not going to give an error to Dre Jones on the play. He didn't go full Alex Rodriguez and slap the glove out. He just ran right through it.
Yeah. So, not certain here yet.
For the Grizzlies,
Looks like they are going to call him out.
number 14.
Interference, so that's going to be a double play. Score that 3-6-3. And there are 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Daisuke Fukuda remaining in his spot in the lineup. Fouls the first pitch off to make it 0-1. So now the Grizzly are down to their last batter. This one chopped up to the pitcher's mound. Teraoka speeds to get it and fields it on a hop, ending off the game. So you say Teraoka allowing a hit, but ending up being a 1-2-3 inning, as that will do it as the Bombers take victory number 8, their 4th straight win in an 8-4 game over the Alberta Grizzly. A solid effort all across the board from the Bombers. Who stood out to you today, Mitch?
The Bombers' offense in general, Sato gave them a real good start as well. The Grizzly kind of just giving this one away, though. It's kind of a tough one to watch on their end. I like watching the Grizzly because they are a scrappy team, but they just kind of let that one get away from themselves. Starting in the 4th, when you hit 2 batters or 3 batters in the 4th there, allow 2 runs there, and then in the 5th, you kind of keep extending those lows as they would hit another batter. Just too many walks late in the game. In the 6th there, 4 walks. They didn't really have to earn anything, the Bombers, that is. So that game was pretty much handed to them late in the game. Obviously, nothing you want to see. A pretty good start again from Sato, though. He continues his success on the mound, and he keeps building off his starts every time he comes out, giving them a good opportunity every time he's out on the hill.
So the starters getting the decisions here. Sato with the victory. Arturo Monroy getting the loss for the Alberta Grizzly. That would bring the Grizzly up to 8-3. So the Grizzly down start at 5-5-1. They had that tie earlier this week, and the Bombers up to 8-3 with their 4th straight win. We've got about half an hour to go before our second game of the day, the Palm Springs Showdown between the Chill and the Power. Andres Tejeda will have the call, and I'll be sliding over to color commentary for that one. It's going to be a good one. You don't want to miss it. Half an hour. Come back to our YouTube channel for the Palm Springs Showdown. I want to thank you all for spending your Saturday morning with us here. For Mitch Glessner, I'm Josh Sperber, and we hope you join us in a little bit.
Birthday post in a couple of years.